It's 11 a.m. on this Saturday, January the 10th, 1998, and the deluge of rain has let up, and we're at the San Diego Zoo.
Nice warm right now.
See, that one's 5 feet tall.
Come on, let's go take the bucket.
Now on the Skyfari gondola, or they call it a tramway.
Back out there. Just back out. I got you back out.
Excuse me.
Thank you.
How dare you insult? You're insult.
Just dodged another rain shower. Now the sun's back out again.
About to have one. Ready? One. Perfect. Release the top.
I must have.
And we're premature, right?
No, that's it, no more film. No? That was it. Oh, I'm sorry, I got
No problem.
27 exposures.
You do?
21 left. Just for the wombat. Come on, wait. Now.
Perfect, I got it. Perfect timing.
You got a camera? We'll take one of you.
Well, my daughter's up there with one. Oh, look, there's so I'll bet it's too dark.
That's the best show.
It is.
Well, that's
there was three. There's Isn't it amazing that totally amazing. He loves it. He loves doing it. He loves doing it.
That's hard.
He's having fun.
They've been wrestling all the whole time. That one's great, man.
Well, this fella isn't near as cute as the polar bear. Now back on the Skyfari.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the world-famous San Diego Zoo. My name is Billy. I'll be your guide and host on this loop around the zoo. Now, we do have about 35 minutes to cover 70% of the zoo grounds. We'll be heading to the San Diego Zoo at a scorching 6 miles per hour. But unfortunately, even at that speed, we won't be able to get to every single animal and every single enclosure, so please make sure that you keep your map books open. Mark off those areas where you find an animal or two that you'd like to go back and spend some more time with, or just get some great pictures of. Again, we do cover about 70% of the zoo grounds. Easier on your joints. Secondly, they have very thin skin, and that skin both dehydrates and sunburns very easily, so they stay underwater to protect their skin. But when Hippo Beach was built, we knew this about hippos, so they built an underwater viewing partition in Hippo Beach. That way you can get face to face with one of our Nile River hippos. We also have some fish in there that you could visit with. Now, do we have anybody that would maybe like to go swimming with one of our Nile River hippos? Just raise your hand, or if you're upstairs, stomp your feet on the deck. Any volunteers?
Oh, sure.
One downstairs, I heard a few upstairs as well. Let me warn those of you who just volunteered, hippos are very territorial and aggressive. Believe it or not, they are the single greatest cause of human death of any animal in it. Okay, sounds like just one weirdo upstairs. Would you like to go swim with sharks, too? Does that sound like fun?
Been there, done that.
That's what I thought. Up the road to our right, Bongo Canyon. That's where you'll find antelopes called bongos. Also, the Panda Research Station is located in Bongo Canyon, where you'll find Shishi and Bayun, our giant pandas. On our left-hand side is our migratory bird pond. We have spoonbills, cormorants, saddlebill storks, crown parrots. All of them are from Africa. Up on the hillside to our right are some more birds, but these are our raptor enclosures. In those enclosures you'll find raptors, or birds of prey, such as harpy eagles, lammergeiers, Andean condors, as well as some stellar sea eagles, all up on Eagle Hill to your right. Now, San Diego Zoo is one of 6 accredited botanical museums in the United States, and we've actually maintained that status since 1993. So we're very proud about our plant collection. Now, coming up on our left-hand side is the polar bear plunge. If you look on your right-hand side right now, the polar bear viewing area is coming up on our left-hand side. If you look in the water, which one's in now? Far right of the exhibit, all 4 of our polar bears in view right now.
Oh, look at these sleeping.
And we have 2 males and 2 females in the enclosure right now. They're between 2.5 and 3.5 years old. Now, one of them you can see swimming in the water. The rest of them drying off. Polar bears do spend up to over 70% of their time in the water in the wild, and that's why they are classified as marine mammals. Now, they spend so much time in the water because their diet mainly consists of fish and seals, so they need to be in the water in order to eat. Now, also in order to eat, polar bears need to be very good swimmers, which they are. They have enlarged front paws, and those act like paddles. Here's that exhibit that's filled with waterfowl, and I do suggest you come back to the plunge as early as possible to get the best look at these polar bears. Polar bear plunge. You can take the Skyfari east across the Skyfari west, and then walk down the hill to the polar bear plunge. We just climbed onto Horn and Hoof Mesa. This is the largest area in the San Diego Zoo. And it's also the area where the deer and the antelope play. We'll be seeing the deer and antelope very shortly. On our right-hand side, though, we have a 5-foot fence without breaking stride. Found in Central Africa. Now, to the far left of the same enclosure, you'll see some marabou stork. There are just over 500 Cuvier's gazelles still left in their natural habitat. But They are a big part of our captive breeding program, as are the Moore's Gazelle. We did have 7 Cuvier gazelles born this season alone. 4 in this enclosure on your left-hand side. Now, if you look on our right-hand side, those 3 trees there are dragon trees. Now, the dragon tree gets its name from its sap, which is a very dark red color that was compared to dragon's blood. Now, that same sap is used in holistic medicine. It is also burned as an incense. Past the dragon trees are some Bactrian wampidi. Stripe pattern, but they also have what's called shadow striping in between the black and white stripes. It's a gray or brown stripe, and it's unique to this particular species of zebra, the Damara zebra from southern Africa. Now, those stripe patterns are actually as unique, individual and unique to each zebra as our fingerprints are to us. And in the wild, that's what researchers use to identify each particular zebra. What they do is they take a picture of the area of the zebra where those differences are most found in the forests of northern China. They are a highly endangered species, but we had 4 fawns born this season. This is the buck down front here. All the does want to mate with him because that guarantees them their healthiest offspring. Gazelles and antelope and such, they all have horns. Now, horns are different because they're a one-time thing. Once you break your horns, you won't get another pair. You're out of luck once you break your horns. Whereas the antlers grow back every season after they're shed. These are Mandarin Sika. Deer found in China, northern China. The outside, we'll see some Maasai giraffe. This on our left-hand side is, oh gosh, hard to tell. I think this is Artie, one of our newest members of our Maasai giraffe family. Was born on July 27th of 1996. When he was born, he was about 6'2", weighed about 148 pounds. So I'm sure y'all ladies especially could probably understand why when their mothers gave birth to them, they didn't bother with laying down to give birth to them. They actually just dropped them 6 feet to the ground at first. And, well, this snaps the umbilical cord and it shocks them into breathing, sort of like a proverbial slap on the bottom of the baby. We think that because of the way giraffes come into this world, that may be where they get those 2 little bumps they have on their forehead. Now, this little guy is Jamala, the newest member of our Maasai giraffe family. He was born on May 30th of last year. He was about 6'4" and weighed about 156 pounds when he was born. Standing next to his mother Abby there. And these giraffes eat from the structures up there. The branches are roped up and then raised to a level where they can eat from. Giraffes have to eat from tree level. That's because they have those very long necks. Because of those long necks, they have high blood pressure to get the blood flowing all the way up that long neck and into their brain. Well, they can't graze from the ground like other grazing herbivores because of the fact that if they do that, they have to lower their head below their heart in order to do that. And if the bison oryx live on our right-hand side, they are beautiful antelope found in Ethiopia and Kenya. The male there doesn't have any horns. He's not going to grow in, and well, we just have to spread them out when they get too big for all 8 of the parents in the Azerbaijan, Georgia, as well as parts of Russia. These are Dall sheep on our right-hand side. Dall sheep are found in Alaska and northwestern Canada. They are the only true white wild sheep in the world. So we, of course, have some Rocky Mountain in New Mexico. And the Rocky Mountain goat, also found in the Rocky Mountains of North America, but only from Alaska to Oregon and Montana, the Himalaya Mountains of Asia. They have special adaptations for living in cold, snowy environments. First of all, they have a big, thick fur coat. Insulates them from the cold. They also have very large paws, and those paws act like snowshoes, help them walk on top of the snow better. Now, when they're chasing prey, it's a little different negotiating through snow than it is on solid ground. So they have fur on the bottom of their paws that gives them added traction. They also have very long, fluffy tail that sort of acts like a rudder for them. Tiny, tiny canine. That's absolutely true. That's because leopards don't have spots to change. The leopard print pattern we're also familiar with is actually made up of what are called rosettes and not spots. It's found on all leopards and jaguars. There's also one way up top, back in the center on the tree there. There's only one large cat species that has true spots covering its entire body, and that is the cheetah. Hornbills on our right-hand side. Great hornbills, southern wreathed hornbills, job and rhinoceros hornbills, all from Southeast Asia and Oceania. They all have what's called a casque on the top of their bill. It's a protrusion used to amplify sound during the mating season. Natural habitat. Leopards in Asia have to compete with the larger tiger and bears. They also, in Africa, have to compete with social predators such as lions and hyenas. Well, leopards evolved to go into the trees in order to compete with these animals. Once a leopard catches something, they usually drag it into the tree and either store it there or eat it there. That is a Persian leopard found in Asia. Bear forest. In Sunbear Forest, you'll find a lion-tailed macaque. Now coming up on our left-hand side, we'll see the California sea lions. California sea lions are indigenous to the western coast of North America. The way that you can tell that these animals are sea lions, not seals, just look behind their eyes on either side of their head. They have external ear flaps called ear pinnae. Those are unique to sea lions and not found on seals. On our right-hand side right now is Fern Canyon. Fern Canyon is a botanical exhibit. It's also a pathway. It connects the front plaza of the zoo to Bear Canyon. Spanky and Sheena in the water is Spanky, the male Alaskan brown bear, and behind is Sheena, the female. These two are brother and sister. Now, Alaskan brown bears are the largest of all of the brown bears. A male Alaskan brown bear like Spanky in the water can get to be 1,500 to 1,600 pounds. He only weighs about 850 right now, so he can actually get to be almost double what he is right now. Now, the way these animals get so large is, well, they aren't omnivores. That means they'll eat just about whatever they can get their paws on, including animals, plants, fruits, nuts, berries. They'll even scavenge for carrion. But the Alaskan brown bear lives on the Alaskan Peninsula, so they do get their paws on a lot of fish, especially during the salmon run. And an Alaskan brown bear can actually eat about 70 pounds of fish in 1 hour. On the left-hand side, the very bottom left-hand corner, is a Malayan sun bear. They're found in Southeast Asia, Borneo, Sumatra, and other parts of Southeast Asia. They get their name from a marking on their chest. That makes it look like they're wearing a rising or setting sun right there on their chest. And they are one of 3 species of tropical bears. The other 2 species being the sloth bear and the spectacled bear from South America. In the back center of this enclosure is one of our spectacled bears, a male by the name of Tommy. They also get their name from the marking on their body. They have blonde markings around their eyes that kind of make it look like they're wearing a pair of glasses. And They're the only species bear found native to South America. They're highly endangered. At this time, I'd like to mention that the San Diego Zoo is run by the Zoological Society of San Diego. And that is a non-profit organization dedicated to the conservation of endangered species. What that means is that every penny that comes into the zoo goes right back into the zoo to help pay for operating costs, as well as to help save endangered species worldwide. So, all the hard-earned cash y'all shelled out today to come visit with us and our animals is going to a very good cause. Once again, it's going to help save endangered species worldwide, as well as to ensure that the animals here at the San Diego Zoo are very happy and very healthy. So we do thank you for your support. This time, I'd also like to thank Wells Fargo for their support, and they donated this bus, and Chevron, who powers all the buses here at the San Diego Zoo. We're currently entering Elephant Mesa. On our left-hand side, this is Mimi, and behind Mimi is her son, Limpopo. Mimi gave birth to Limpopo on May 31st of last year, and when he was born, he weighed about 88 pounds. And Limpopo's birth was greatly anticipated by just about everybody here at the San. On the right-hand side, these are our Asiatic elephants, Debbie and Sumiti. The easiest way to tell that these are Asiatic elephants is to look at the shape of their ears. They have ears in the shape of the country of India. African elephants like Tembo across the enclosure will have ears in the shape of the continent of Africa.
They mixed up their elephants.
On our left-hand side, this is Little, our male southern black rhino. The proud papa of the baby Limpopo. He and our female Mimi have had at least one of their offspring together here at the San Diego Zoo. A few years ago, Mimi... On our right-hand side, this is Tembo. She's an African elephant. It's a very versatile structure. It's also why it takes a baby elephant about 3 years to fully gain the use of its trunk. Let's see, which one is she going for now? Right. On our left-hand side, sleeping peacefully, the bears are Central American tapirs, related to the rhino and the horse. They have a prehensile snout that's very much like an elephant's trunk. It's just not quite as long nor back there. 2 months old, I believe it was born in November. Very cute. They're behind this meerkat exhibit on our left-hand side. If you want to visit with the meerkat, they're here. Kiwi Trail is the pathway you see folks walking on back there. You get those yellowback dikers hanging out back there with their little baby. And we're going to leave Elephant Mesa. Down the road to our left is Camel Row. Down there you'll find Bactrian camels, Parma wallabies, tree kangaroos, and 2 gazelle species. Down the road to our right is Bear Canyon. That's where most of our bears can be found. On our left-hand side is our koala barn. If you'd like to see koalas, we have them to the far right in a climate-controlled area. Parma wallabies here in front, and behind are some tree kangaroos that you can visit with here in our koala barns. Another marsupial in this area on our left-hand side in this third enclosure, right in the very front left-hand corner. That's a spotted-tailed or tiger claw carnivorous marsupial found in Tasmania and southern Queensland, Australia.
It's a silver
Have a look on his face like that.
Kita lihat lihat mana? Lihat lihat Get up here, guys. Take a picture. I want to get up here.
Get all the kids up here.
No!
Give me all of them.
No!
Jackie, you're fine. Get up at the top. No, you're fine. You're fine. Look up at the camera. Good leg. Jackie, go chicken. If you tell, what are you going to call it? Nick? Bird? Come on.
I'll be all pretty. Hey, Mom, look at me. Oh, the real one.
Well, we've left the zoo and we're now on Coronado Island. It's now starting to rain again. Driving around Coronado Island a little bit. And what you see up ahead, the red roof buildings, the famous Coronado Hotel. Still on and off rain showers. Is, however, supposed to clear up and be a nice day tomorrow. California Highway 75. We'll be going back across the Coronado Bay Bridge. Take us back to downtown San Diego.
I can't wait to see how it looks on your head. Blue eyes, it takes a pretty face to make their temperature rise. Looks aren't that important, just icing on the cake. What really turns me on is the shake. Shake it to the left, shake it to the right. Come on, baby, you know what I like. Shake it real funky. Shake it real low, shake it till you can't shake it no more. It's a natural attraction. Mother Nature wouldn't make a mistake. And what really turns me on is the shake. Shake it real funky, shake it real low, shake it till you can't shake it no more. It's a natural attraction. Mother Nature wouldn't make a mistake. What really turns me on is the shake. Gary, Indiana, Mobile, Alabama, Phoenix, Arizona, Bismarck, North Dakota, make a mistake.
The Coronado Bay Bridge up ahead. Take us back to San Diego.